All right, so I do have a spot that I'm planning to explore today. I was out there's a couple spots that I might even just pause at for a moment and just check out that are on the way. This is one of them, and there's another one. And when I was at the other one, I feel like I just heard owl calls from here, at least this area. And this is actually the area where I saw the owl. And so I just decided to come here first because I have another place in mind to start exploring. But just thought I would come here for a minute and just record and maybe listen for a little bit. And then go from there. Just remembered this was oh, there's like a fish there. Wow, pretty big fish. I don't know where that would have come from. You must be able to fish around here somewhere. Yeah, I remember somewhere around here I saw definitely footprints of some kind. Yeah, this part right here. There was that sound again. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, this part right here. There was that sound again. I'm not sure what that is. Sort of like, ooh-wee. Ooh. That actually was, gosh, I almost want to say it was like a whoop, but I think I don't know what it could be. If there's something that makes that sound like a bird. Nobody really had an answer in my video. It's a big impression of some kind there. I don't know what that is. Sort of triangle shaped. Quite really big. Wow. What is that? There's my fist next to it. It's right there. What is that? I do see like a footprint here. Some kind. Dad, I don't know. Maybe that's big. My fist like fits in there, you know, for the type of print that it looks like, unless it's like a baby foot. That could be like a really small human-shaped foot, but it's hard to tell. There's whatever's sort of leading up this way, if you can see it. Lots of noise in here today. Some days it's like there's no wildlife sounds at all. sort of like a arch right there. Like a bend. I heard some stuff through that way. That's where I explored last time. Wasn't very loud, but beautiful day here. Between the sounds and then that crow sounding off, it makes me wonder what might be over there. A lot of wildlife sounds today. All right, so no plan today. I sort of had an area in mind where I had to cut it short because it was late. And I'm just past where that video ended a few videos ago. And I definitely wanted to go a little further into the forest and have a look. And right here is pretty, got a lot going on. Kind of, sort of, if you look across the top of the screen now, there's sort of like a big bend. I'm just kind of looking around here. Some places just seem to have a little bit more going on than others, like this one. Just seeing if I spot anything. There's my owl sound. I heard it once and stopped to record just in case. Wow, 2 of them. Did you hear that? I was just thinking, I'm not really seeing much of anything, which is fine. I did see this, and from a distance, you know, coming up on this, I thought, wow, what is that? There went the owl again. That looks like a, yeah, it's, anyways. Wow, what a blessing. I almost feel like my day's not complete until I hear daylight owl sounds. But back here, let me show you the significance of this little moment, I guess. I'm kind of walking along thinking, haven't really seen much, and then there's just this, almost like on display. Right there. Just really cool bends, like arches, like a number of them all together. But from this vantage point, I was looking through there and thought, wow. And then from here, somewhere, it's hard to see, but I was kind of standing in it. I saw that, you know, kind of up off the ground, sort of in there, horizontal tree off the ground, and just thought, what is that? And then the owl sound, so that's just so cool. I still don't know, it could be owls in the daylight, but anyone that watches my videos, you know, either way, it's very cool. It's become sort of a hallmark of my trips, and I love it. So I'm sort of starting here and gonna just stroll this way. Definitely looks like impressions, but another hard to see, and people do hunt here. But There's definitely impressions there, if you can see that. No doubt. So, let's see. Path of least resistance. Yeah. Oh, it's definitely looking a little bit more interesting as I get closer. We're in the jungle. All right. Okay. Very interesting. Interesting break, for sure. And once again, it's way up there. And just to the right, there's a small bend as well. Yeah. Trying to sort of film my journey in. Okay. So that's sort of like a bend, and then there's that. Very cool. Definitely trampled here a lot. Hard to say what. Definitely a lot of foot traffic here. That sort of sounded like a light knock, like an object being tossed. Knock sound. So I kind of got past it. There's a little bit sort of like a bend there. And it's a little more open right where I am, and there it is from over here. Another hanging branch up there, dead center screen, and I don't even know if I can get to any more. It's just so thick right there. But it doesn't look like there's a lot more going on around this other than just that itself. So probably head back. There's an interesting sort of busted limb. You can see where the broken part, center screen there. And then there's another, the top of that sure is interesting. I don't know how you can see that with the sun, but that's just some unique placement of all that, even up now that part that I'm talking about, center screen. And then, yeah, it's just sort of way right there. It's like almost wrapped around that other one that's standing straight up. So pretty cool. And I do also see kind of lower through there some other stuff. Hard to tell what's what, but I might try to just get on that side. Let's see if I can have one more look up here. There's a pile of sticks right here like a nest. Yeah, it's definitely cool, I think. This sort of structure looking break, whatever. So I made it. You can see, let me take my sort of center screen there. There's sort of a bend going under that big, huge one. Yeah, it definitely gets a little more, yeah. Over on this side, you have this limb that's just that one where center screen is just leaning up against that, almost balanced. I don't think that was a limb on that tree. I think that's leaned up there. It's like a big X. You can see that center screen is snapped. And then there's a lot going on there. And there's, boy, right here, just a bunch of I couldn't even see, and of course I didn't see that X until I got here. Wow. Looking at it in here, then if you look center screen there, that looks snapped. That snap doesn't even make sense as far as if you were to say that this stuff falling. I don't think it hit that. And then the top of that's kind of odd too. It's like something's just horizontal. Looking at the top center screen now, I can't even tell how that worked. Is that balanced, like broken off and then balanced across the top? Wow. But yeah, to me this looks like handiwork for sure. Now look at that, just like, why is that hanging there? That one center screen. It's almost no reason for that to just be hanging there to me. But what I'm seeing from here, hard to tell. And it's kind of interesting how it's sort of, now the center screen, see how it goes across. It's interesting when you just sit here and look at something like this for a bit and imagine if all the stuff could have just fallen this way. Wow. On the way out, there's this, just kind of sitting in that tree like that. You can't even see it from here, but that broken tree and stuff is all right behind those. But yeah, that's kind of, I guess you could also look at that up there, center screen, the palmetto leaf. Something else I've pointed out in a few videos that just seemed like a bit of a pattern. Just right off the trail, I kind of thought this little section here just kind of has that look to it. Maybe want to just take a closer look, especially that. It doesn't even look like they're touching. Doesn't really look like that palm would have fallen down and broken that. I'm going to use logic. Take a look this way a little bit. Quite a lot of sticks in that one place right there. There doesn't seem to be a real obvious order to them, but certainly a lot. Could this be a little guy, like a, I don't know what they have around here. I know up north they have beavers and stuff. What do you think? Certainly someone gathered this wood, it looks like to me. Sure is a cool place though, either way. So many impressions of some kind all over the ground everywhere. All in there. If you can see that it's not smooth at all from down here, maybe. Not sure if you're able to tell this, but that root, whatever you call that, root ball, that's over my head. Can't even see on either side, but I could sort of duck down and see that it's a really thick tree. I don't know if you can tell through the camera. Kind of right there. You can sort of see it. Gosh, it looks thicker than most of the trees around. But yeah, right around this spot, along with that, there's that curve kind of there, and then another hanging stick right in the middle of it. Then there's this bunch of limbs and like a pile of a broken tree. And also, there's a couple beautiful arches. That one and that one. There's that root ball. And then here's this. Wow. A lot going on here. It almost seems like some of it is made to look like it was just natural. Just a tiny bit further on the trail kind of goes that way. I saw this, which is clearly worn like a trail, so I decided to take a peek. There's the root ball. It's something I've been thinking. So you see something like that and you think, you know, what was the cause? And I can't say, I wasn't here, you know, but it gets interesting though when you see the stuff crisscrossing like this. And there's the massive tree that fell. I mean, like, it's like that one dead center is about the size of this one. But then there's, I mean, I guess that could have been in the way, but then there's something laid over it. And it's almost, yeah, I mean, I think these two probably fell together. But what I'm kind of getting at is the more I look at something like this, nice thistle, then you see just a lot more stuff, and you wonder, is there some level of intentionality to this? There's one that's crossed over it, perpendicular, and yeah. So I'm just kind of looking. I don't really need to personally make a conclusion whether this was all on purpose or natural, but I find it fascinating to wonder. Top of that's just snapped right there, if you can see that. And that wouldn't have even been in line with the big one. Possibly that one under there, if one hit it. I suppose that was the top of it right there, of that tree. But yeah, we have this. A lot going on here too. That has a little bit of intentional looking to it there. Kind of center screen, the way those are sort of like an upside down V. And some of this definitely looks gathered or something. And then there's, maybe not. It looked like that was possibly snapped, but I don't know. Interesting either way. Let's see here. What do we have here? Now that right there, somebody did that. Don't know who, don't know why, but someone did that. Someone laid those. There's just no way that's not landing like that. Who? I don't know. There's a lot here. Somebody gathered sticks here. No question. And it's not like a pile. It's not like they were just tossed. There's some kind of, so yeah, over here we have this interesting shape to this palm tree. That's the top of it. Oh, cool. Kind of glancing to see if there's any further in that way. I want to take a look. I do see, let's see here. Wow. Maybe you can see what I can see there. But there's more stuff sort of piled up over there. Oh, wow. Some of these look like massive impressions. Hard to tell, but if you can see that. Yeah, there's a bunch more. Right here. Kind of looks like some soft dirt. Maybe we'll take a look and see if there's anything that looks like a definitive Bigfoot shape or, see that? Hard to tell. But I'm holding it because filming it as I look, maybe you're looking somewhere else that I'm not. I just hope if there's something obvious that you're seeing that I notice it too. And here we are once again with like sticks laid on top of one of these. At least that's what it appears to be. A lot going on. What do you think? Windstorm? Let's see. There's definitely been a lot of foot traffic for sure. Who? I don't know. None of this is very defined. There's a whole bunch here. I'm not seeing like one big impression of any kind. Like one big foot. No pun intended. Here's a few more trees kind of laying down. Huh. Cool spot. Things that make you go, Like another really old root ball. I couldn't tell. I think I just heard some big movement straight ahead there. Possibly. There's a little more. It was when I was moving. Yeah. Some kind of I believe that's like a hunting tag, so definitely a mix of whoever comes through here. For sure some people that hunt. And then there's all this stuff. Here. Looks like a bit of a bend. Like that one that's hanging down. It's not as bold as some other ones, like if this is a bend that was intentionally made. There's some that there's like no question. Yeah, this, I don't know. Unlike my last couple of videos where there were some pretty obvious arches and bends and stuff like that, it seems like stuff where I am right now is a little bit more subtle. Like as if this is an arch or bow right in front of me, if you kind of look center screen, that also looks kind of interesting from here. So I wanted to have a look and check this little spot out. interesting how this thing's just covered in these ivy. Is that what it is? Wow. I was zooming in on that. It's hard to see. Always seems like I have the sun. But even here, the sort of tops of this thing are kind of curved down into this ivy, which is interesting. It's very stealth, not as bold or, as you might say as some of the other stuff that could have possibly been intentional that I've seen. I love how some of this, when you get closer to it, it gets more interesting. It really has a stealth feel, I think. Unless this is just natural. That was a big tree. It's not really clear what happened to that. But it was big. It's a couple feet across. I'm just taking a look at the other side of this. Gonna sort of just do a lap this way that looks a little bit more clear. Take you with me. That's pretty neat. If you look at the whole picture here, because this right here, that looks like a pretty definitive arch, which now makes me wonder about that one I just saw originally, which is just on the other side of this. And through the thick of this, it looks like there's some pretty big stuff that could be bent, but it's just, I can barely see through it. So it's probably pretty old. There it is from down below. Good view of that. Pretty cool. Did notice, looks kind of open through there too. So much of this is so thick. And then there's these sort of open areas like that, if you can see. I'm kind of just, those have some curves to them. Bends. Just take a look in there, if there's anything. Beside, it just looks really cool. See this stick right here? Like that. See if I can get a little closer. Look at the end of it. It's not even, it's like laid across there. It looks like a branch. Let's see if I can go this way. See that? Huh. And this one. And here's some more. Stuff just... But yeah. Definitely noticed something interesting just about branches, like ones like that. Like, how did that get hung up there? That's just, I don't even know how it's hanging like that. It's touching the ground there, so if you were to say that it fell, then it just sort of caught like that. It's like a tunnel. Taking a peek this way a little. Listening to that sound, it's almost like a huge bee. Hear that? Like a big fly. Is it a huge mosquito or something? Hopefully you can hear that. Maybe it flew away. That's weird. There it is again. I don't know what that is. It's almost like a dirt bike a mile away, but I can tell whatever it is right in front of me. I guess that's a mosquito. I probably don't want to find out. Oh my gosh. Here is the clip once again from Long Island Bigfoot.
And I would hear them come in. You know, you could literally hear them. Oh. Hopefully we caught that because we were zoomed, whatever it was.
I have to admit, they do remind me of some howls I too have recorded. Here's some from my video titled Howls in the Forest at Night.
Wow.
Thanks for watching.